The last thing, this is pretty straightforward and simple, but this is really important. Make sure you talk to your child about money all the time on a regular basis. Not so much money, but really about freedom, various forms of freedom, economic freedom. How to structure their lives. A lot of kids, they hit adulthood and they're scared. They don't know what it means to be a grown up. They don't know. They just see that, okay, people go to work. They get money. They pay the rent. And that's it. They don't understand how to go about shaping your life, how to go about picking the right career, how to go about acquiring assets, how to buy a home, why credit card companies are designed to rip you off. Talk to your child about some of the things that you're experiencing as it pertains to money. Again, I teach in the Black Wealth Boot Camp and the Black Wealth Academy, so you can bring them to class one day. I have parents that bring their children to my class, and they seem to really like it. So make sure your child is exposed to these things, not so much to a point that they're traumatized. Like if there's no money in the house, you don't want your 8-year-old son to feel like he's got to go out and be a man and sell drugs to bring money home. You don't want to do that. But at the same time, I think letting them see some bills, letting them know, hey, this house ain't free. Let me show you how all this works. Here's how much money I make. Here's how much everything costs. We have to do a budget. This is what we have to spend money on. This is how you get your allowance. This is how you budget your allowance. Things like that. This is how bank loans work. This is how we bought this house. Just very simple ideas that will allow your child to really understand money and financial responsibility. And these little lessons, and one thing you could just do every day with your child is just tell your child every day, every black person should own their own business. Just say it all the time. Every black person should own a business. Every black person should own a business. If you say that all the time, then what will happen is when your child gets to be an adult, they're going to remember that. Because what will happen is the information may not sink in when they're young because they're thinking about other stuff. They're thinking about playing and toys and ice cream and girls or whatever. But when they get to 25 and they're thinking, oh, wait a minute, my life is about to change. I'm about to get married. I'm about to have a baby. I'm out of school now. I need a career. They're going to say, well, what would mama do? What would daddy do? Right? That's what they do. And then they're going to say, oh, I remember every day my father used to say every black person should have his own business. So I think I'm going to have my own business because, my father always said every black person should have their own business. Right? So never underestimate the impact of your wisdom on your child. Expose them to those ideas, and I'll go through everything really quickly. Once again, buy your children assets early, make sure they earn their own money, get them started with business at an early age, let them handle their own money, talk to them about money, and that piece about owning and running a business, I think, is so important. And also yourself, as you start your business, let your child work with you. Pay them to come work with you. It doesn't matter if they're 3 years old. Pay them to color in the coloring book, and give them a salary for doing that. And then as they get older, they'll ask, and you'll explain it to them, and then you'll see that just becomes a part of how they think, who they are. I've known children. I'll say this, and I'm done talking about this, but I have seen children who grow up not even thinking, not even knowing the concept of having a job. I've literally seen children grow up without even knowing what it means to have a job because their parents didn't have jobs. Mommy was home all day. Daddy was around all the time. He was working, but he wasn't going to work for somebody. He never had a boss. I think it's okay to raise your children in a world where they know that not having a boss is an option. And at that point, you'll see your children will be much happier than we were in our generation. They won't even understand some of the stuff that we gripe about because they won't have to live through that. We've got a chance to create a better generation. Let's go do it. Let's not be afraid. The world is in our hands. That's it. I'm Dr. Boyce Watkins from the Black Wealth Boot Camp, among other things. So until we meet again, please stay strong, be blessed, and be educated. I am gone. Peace.